So it's time for sanding. It's time for finishing. So check out this video and we're gonna show you how to get that beautiful pop on that grain for the drawer fronts for the last miter saw stand. So the first thing we gotta do is we gotta prep all the drawer faces. And when I say prep, now comes, I think, the boring part of sanding. But this is the part everybody rushes through and you shouldn't. It's always about the inspection. It's always about making sure you're keeping that sequence going. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I saved 3 of the bottom drawer fronts on the second bank. And in the previous videos, I showed you how to label the back. This is for bank 4, and this is the 4th one down, okay? And I mark the top right here, okay? It just, when we're setting these in place, it just helps and you don't get lost. But the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to sand this. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. I've done this for a long time. It takes just a couple of seconds to do. But I have these punches. And what I do is here's a V. So I'm going to mark the top going this way like this. And then, of course, 4. And this one always is awkward for me because I always got to look at it. But I'll go 4 and 4. That way there, when I sand this today, I still have this embossed in the back. I do this for all of my drawer fronts from the back. Oh, I should tell you the reason I'm going to remove the marks, even though they're from the back, is this is the graphite and the pencil I use to mark with. I am going to finish this with Rubio Monocoat, and I don't want to pick up that marking, okay, and transfer it to the fronts. So that's why. So in a previous video, I showed you with the scraper how to take off the glue residue. Okay, so this little attention to detail, the final scraping, will save you a ton of time when you go to the sander and you won't spread the glue around and gum up your paper. So there's another point where you can clip it on the edge band, you remember in the previous video, but still some glue residue is left over. So what you want to do is take a good chisel, keep it flat, and just pare it away. So my sander of choice is the DTS 400. It's orbital. It's not overly aggressive because I don't want to sand through any of the veneer. Also, I'm going to use 180 grit because most plywood is surface sanded from the factory at 120. So I'm always protecting the edges. So here I go. So when you're coming up on a corner, you want to make sure you're keeping it flat because that's where you usually burn through veneer. And make sure you cover the entire surface. When you're sanding the edges, this is where I get in the right position to make sure I'm keeping that sander flat because you can burn through this 0.5 millimeter banding wicked quick. So after you do a sanding, I just do a quick inspection here. Okay, I feel it all around, but I also, you'll notice right here that embossing, we're good to go. So one of the things I find that a lot of folks don't do often enough is you'll see on here, there's a bunch of glue that's gumming up. Well, that will transfer and cause swirl marks. So it is so easy just to switch paper, and once you feel it's gumming up, always switch to new. All right, so we finished sanding. Now we're gonna make sure what's left over is gone. So the first step I do is I do a quick brush, okay, and then do a quick, with a cotton cloth, a quick tack up, like that, just to clean it before we use the Rubio Monocoat cleaner. So now, after I've brushed it and did my initial tack on it, I'm going to use some cleaner, which I never used before. And I was totally shocked when I started using Rubio cleaner because it was, you think you may have gotten everything off. So what I do is you take a cotton rag. What I do is I just clean it like this. I want you to come in here so you can see this. Look at that. You see how I'm actually picking up more of that fine dust? And it also allows me to look at the grain and check for swirl marks as I do this. So I just go around the entire piece and just use the cleaner. Just constantly going like this. And just a little is a lot with here. You can see, look, all those numbers pop on the back side. Now, what's also important is as I do this, I get the entire piece. I don't oversaturate it. And then what I always do is I set myself up for success. I got my STM table set up. Okay, this is my drying station. And I got my stickers here, so that gets the circulation going so this dries quick. It usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour for the cleaner to dry. But you're gonna notice I got a piece of plywood on here. I don't want to ruin the piece of plywood, so I put on a sacrificial 1/4-inch top. And I always say, being prepared when you're doing something like this, think it through so it just goes effortless. Now the other thing too is when we put the Rubio on, I got a perfect drying station for the day.
We got all the cleaning done. Now we just gotta wait. Like I said, takes about 45 minutes to an hour. Do not rush it.
So Rubio is a very easy system to understand, and they made it even simpler. To get 350 milliliters, you take part A and pour the accelerator, part B, to get 350 milliliters. But I need half and half, half for the drawer fronts and half for the tops. And when I read the description, it said that I get enough for 150 to 175. I don't even need anywhere close to that, but I'm gonna do it in 2 steps. I'm gonna pour out half of this into the container and half of this, seal it up and save it, and then when I'm ready to do the tops of the miter saw station, I'll mix it there. And remember to mix it up well, and with Rubio, a little is a lot. So this is the first time I'm using Rubio on cabinetry. I've always done slabs with it. So I've always used this applicator sponge or Scotch-Brite pad I get from Rubio. It's white, it's fine. And remember, when you apply this, a little's a lot, and you rub it into the grain. Now, I'm going to leave that on there, and I'm actually going to switch over because I've been experimenting with this and putting it on because I can get it on a little bit quicker with a rag. I guess that's the experimentation, right? And as I put it on here, remember, I'm going to wipe this all off. So I'm going to spread it evenly and just take my time. In about 15 minutes, I'm gonna let that seep in there and make sure I cover all the edges. You don't have to over apply it, but you gotta remember to remove all of it as it's blended in, just like that. And the one part I'm gonna concentrate, really concentrate on, because that was the back, is the front. I think I like that all cotton application because it lets me maximize the Rubio. So that was our first one, and the one thing I will do is I will look at the sheen of this to make sure I've coated every surface. Once again, we're going to wipe it all off in about 15 minutes, and I get 24 more of these to go. But I'll just take it over here and set it face up to dry on those stickers. and just keep grabbing these. And you're gonna see where I got plenty on that rag to start coating. You don't wanna oversaturate because this stuff spreads out beautifully. Okay, so I'm about halfway through, and I want to stop here just for a moment because it's been about 15 minutes. I don't let this lay on here for a long period of time. And if you look, a lot of it has absorbed. So what I do is I take a clean cloth and I wipe it completely clean of the Rubio. And this actually helps blend it in a little bit more and get some of the wet spots. But my goodness, is this coming through. I also hit every single area, just like this. Remember, I have them on the sticker, so I have complete airflow around the board. And the one thing you should always do, or not do, is keep touching it. You have to let it dry. And boy, is this gonna be beautiful. Now, the other important thing to remember is, and this is what's gonna be great, is it's only one coat. I see so many people trying to put on extra coats of Rubio. It's not needed. It's a done deal. So I'm gonna flip it over. Once again, look at everything to make sure I have no wet spots here. And boy, will this come up beautiful. I'm gonna do each piece now. Then I'll go back and coat these. Let's talk about some serious shop safety. You've probably heard about spontaneous combustion with oily rags. Well, guess what? It happened to me many years ago. Anytime you're using an oil-based product, like a natural oil, like Rubio, everything, after you're finished, I mean everything, goes into a bucket of water. I let it set overnight, a couple days sometimes. That way there, it just comes right out of everything and you don't have to worry about spontaneous combustion. Hey, hopefully this video has been helpful. The journey continues, but I still have all the rest of the drawer faces to do. So, as we always say in the SedgeTool shop, be positive, stay sharp, and we mean wicked sharp.